Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you, everybody.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, well, welcome. Just to kind of quickly review, I mean, right now, we had just gone over briefly, we had mentioned that PJ, Pamela Boggio, had given her notice. She's no longer, unfortunately, going to be on the committee, and we had just had an off-line conversation regarding members of the committee trying to come up with some new ideas, you know, whether it's a business owner, it'd be nice to have somebody from Nichols College or anybody in the town, Dudley resident that's looking, you know, to volunteer and to be part of the Dudley Economic Development Committee. We're going to try to see if we can bring in a couple of new members. The next item would be, and Ellen, I know you just got here, but the Agricultural Advisory Commission update.
Okay. Let's see. I spoke to Chris Ann Kebke yesterday, and the meeting was canceled last night, and so I'll go to the one next month. But I guess the Apple Festival, they had tables there, and it was a real success. They were surprised there were so many people, and I guess they had a pumpkin carving contest, and they used all the pumpkins except for 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was good. They gave away a lot of seeds and information.
Great.
Yep.
Oh, thank you for that update.
Do they have a list of farmers markets?
Do we have? I don't know.
It'd be nice if we
There
could put
is a list
something, you know,
someplace.
up about where people can go to get local produce.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, no, that would be great.
That would be good. Yep.
Anybody
I'll
else?
find out.
All right, thanks, Ellen.
Do we still want to try to have a joint meeting with the Ag Commission?
We'll have a joint meeting. Yep, for the next one.
Okay.
Okay?
Are they going to come to us, or are we going to go there, do you think?
I think we're going to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a date for that?
Because they meet at night, you know, because then they're done, you know, most of them have farms,
Right.
so they're busy during the day.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you have a date, or
It's the first Tuesday of the month. So, first Tuesday of November at 7 p.m.
So first Tuesday of November, 7 p.m.
Yeah.
so do you want to, Chad, do you want to do a joint meeting?
Yeah, why
that-
don't we do
for
a
that
joint
time?
meeting for that one? I think that would be great if possible.
Okay.
If that
That would
works
be-
on everybody else's calendar.
Okay, I'll get the word out to folks.
Okay, great. I think it would be nice to finally just have a friendly, you know, kind of face-to-face introduction as well. That'd
Yeah.
be great.
Where do they meet, at the Grange?
No, they meet here.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, and they're looking forward to meeting with us.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. And thanks, Bill, if you'd be able to
Sure.
send that out. No, I think I look forward to that. If nobody else has anything regarding the Agricultural Advisory Commission, next up is the Nichols College video project, and is it Savannah that's here? Thanks so much, Savannah, for sending out the table boards, or if that's even what they're called, but they're
Storyboard, yeah.
Storyboard. I'm sorry, table boards. But yeah, so thank you very much for joining us. We're very, very excited to see. If you would be so kind to walk us through these, that would be great.
Of course. Do you need me to share my screen with you, or do you all have the storyboards up?
You can call them up, I think, Savannah.
All right. Let me just bring those up. Go.
There you go.
Perfect.
All right. Can you see it right now? The business support one.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So first we have this business support video. So the idea is for, I think it was for John to probably discuss throughout this video. About first probably geography, so we can have a big picture or a video of like the town of Dudley. So kind of like mapping it out, possibly like drone footage, and then like along the lines of saying Dudley is a close drive to major cities like Worcester, making it a great destination to start your business. Then we have increasing population, probably, and each segment could be approximately like 20 to 30 seconds. So for footage for the increasing population, we were thinking of footage of the mill and the area around it because of the new emerging markets and the upcoming mill apartments. Then a little bit about taxes. So the camera, we can show a graph on screen, possibly, of the different taxes for the surrounding towns, the residential and commercial. Probably pop that on screen around when the lower tax rate than other areas is talked about. And for infrastructure, we were hoping that you guys had a few ideas for it, for what you want to see when infrastructure is kind of being talked about.
Savannah, would you want to interview somebody from the Water and Sewer Department for that topic?
So after infrastructure, we can then probably put a little bit of Nichols in there, showing like the campus and everything, but talking about how Nichols has employable students and graduates every year, around 20 seconds again. And then an outro, just kind of wrapping it all up, the discussions, could be around 10 to 20 seconds, trying to keep the video short so the attention rate, I think it is, stays up.
Okay. No, I think it looks good.
Then we have restaurants. I feel like a video on restaurants will be good because a lot of restaurants are probably looking to be opening their business in Dudley. So first we have the local restaurant scene. We can have some B-roll of the local businesses, more like a restaurant montage, and a voiceover of something along the lines of Dudley has some great and diverse restaurants. Let's take a look at some. So probably just a montage of like the businesses, like the outside of these restaurants and the area that they're in. So we wanted to break it down into different sections. So like breakfast coffee shops, roadside eateries, bar and entertainment, lunch and dinner, along with an outro. So first we could have the breakfast and coffee shops because there's Dip-Ins, a Dunkin's, Sturbridge Coffee Roasters. So it can fade from the intro into video of Dip-Ins, Dunkin's, Sturbridge Coffee Roasters, with a voiceover of the breakfast and coffee shops are one of the highlights of mornings in Dudley, with places to stop like Dip-Ins, Dunkin's, and Sturbridge Coffee Roasters. That would probably be around 20 seconds. For roadside eateries, there's like that hot dog house across from Marty's, and there's Subway, so it can fade into looking at the hot dog house, Subway with a voiceover, along the lines of there are great quick roadside spots to stop for a quick bite to eat, such as the hot dog house and Subway. Then going into bar and entertainment, there's that really cool Whiskey Rocks bar that just came in over by Firebrands and the Stop and Shop. So we can have some, again, B-roll of the new place, with a voiceover of Whiskey Rocks Bar is a new great place in town that also has some great entertainment. a great place for a night out with good friends. To show that, I think that was the only bar in town besides maybe I think it's called the Jigger. I think that's Dudley.
Club Jigger.
So we could include that if you wanted to.
Also
21 West? No.
21.
Is that Dudley? Yeah, the
Yeah,
21
it's
West.
right across the street from Dippin' Donuts.
Yeah. And then the one on Chase Ave.
Oh, right.
Kelly's? Is it?
Yeah, because it's right next to Leone's Pizza. I think that place opened
Oh,
up.
upside is
Upside,
that.
yep.
And then there's the one I'm talking on Chase Ave is, they have the volleyball nets in the back.
Cindy's,
Is it?
Cindy's.
Cindy's.
Cindy's, right?
Cindy's. Sorry.
It's a little hard to hear the other call. But after bar and entertainment, we have lunch and dinner. So that's like Jimmy's Pizza and Yummy's. So showing some B-roll of those places, and just again like a voiceover along the lines of, we also have great places for lunch and dinner like Yummy's Chinese food and Jimmy's Pizza. Great places to stop with the family or to pick up food to bring home to enjoy. And then just an outro, maybe some good short clips of the interviews, like if they say something good like couldn't imagine being anywhere else or having my business anywhere else. And also maybe saying something like the best restaurants are in Dudley. Yours can be too. Next, we have small businesses, kind of focusing on the smaller ones. So growing small businesses. We can have some camera B-roll of businesses that'll be in the video, probably including videos of them waving in front of their businesses. Rob had said something about some drone footage, possibly getting them waving, but in front of like their entire business, kind of get like the big picture. We can have a voiceover of something like small businesses are able to thrive in our community thanks to the support of our townspeople. Here are some of those businesses. So first we can have an interview with the owner of Sturbridge Coffee Roasters, and we can ask them questions like, why did you choose to expand to Dudley? Because in the name, they explained it from Sturbridge to Dudley, I'm pretty sure. And in another question, how has the experience been of expanding your business from another town to Dudley? Because that's a very interesting take of, we got one business choosing to expand, and we have another business, the Whiskey Rocks Bar, that seems to be thriving. So interviewing the owner of the Whiskey Rocks Bar next, with questions like, why did you choose to start your business in Dudley? Because as I found online, this is their only location. So they're starting in Dudley. They chose to start in Dudley. So that'll be a really interesting answer. And probably a question along the lines of, how has your business been doing in this area? Because they've just started off. Then we can focus on a woman-owned business. Rob had mentioned that Yummy's is a woman-owned business. So we can ask them what it's been like having a business in Dudley for over 10 years. And what has it been like being one of the few woman-owned businesses in the area? So hopefully some woman-owned businesses will be like, and want to expand their business to Dudley. Then we have minority businesses. I couldn't really find any specific like Black-owned businesses, in the Dudley area, but I do know that the owner of Jimmy's Pizza, they are from Egypt. My boyfriend used to work there, so he said that they're from Egypt. So I feel like they could be good for minority slash immigrant business, I guess. So we can also ask them how long they've been doing business in Dudley, because I do know it says that they were founded in 2003, but I couldn't find a clear like when exactly they started. And then closing, we can talk about how Dudley is just full of opportunities. It can transition to footage of the town, like the Cumbies or Dippins intersections, with a voiceover of Dudley is a bustling town with expanding opportunities, and we'd love to see your business here too. So this one might be a little bit longer, just depending on how long the questions, like the answers of the questions are for each business, but we're thinking approximately like 30 seconds, because in post we can cut down how much their answer is, like how long their answer is. And then next we have the town overview, just like a general overview of the town, and because what the town looks like is going to give them a good idea of who will be going to their businesses. So, and what's around in case they want to like live here and open a business, or someone who's already in the area wants to open a business. So I figured highlighting how we have some essentials here in town. We have everything from a grocery store to the vintage car shop that's next to the fire department, which I've always thought is like one of the coolest places. So we can have some footage around town while we hear the voiceover of, in Dudley we have everything you need, from a grocery store to a vintage car shop. Then that'll be like approximately 10 seconds. And then we can get into how there is a low crime rate in the area. We have some clips of Steve Weiner already talking about this and related topics. So that could be approximately 20 seconds. Then showcasing how we have good schools compared to the other areas. So some B-roll of the schools and some infographics could be pictured maybe, like of the school stats compared to the other schools nearby, like Webster and Oxford. So we can just talk about the stats, which schools have what grades, because there's about, I think there was like 4 schools. So what grades are in what schools, and just how there's better ratings from other schools nearby. Then we have the Boys and Girls Club for the kids in town. So just show them and their website possibly, and a voiceover of just a quick overview of what they have to offer, what they got going on, maybe times after school. And then a little bit about the college. So showing, the camera can be showing someone walking around the campus and classrooms, and maybe they're talking about how it's just how Dudley has such a great private college in our small town, and how that is, how good that is. And then lastly, how we have an expanding population, showing again some footage of the mill and what the area. We can use some of that from the mill video that me and Rob worked on a while back. And a voiceover could sound like Stevens Linen Mill is in the process of becoming apartments in the near future. And then lastly, a video about why people choose Dudley. So why do people choose to come live in Dudley? Why did the businesses come to Dudley? So first, a nice little intro, probably some voiceover of along the lines that Dudley is a small supportive town that is ever growing, with some B-roll of town people walking, pumping gas, people at businesses. We're imagining kind of the Cumberland Farms or Dippins intersection with some light music and the background kind of throughout this. We'll probably add that to some of the other videos too if it feels appropriate. So then just getting into the business portion of why people choose Dudley for their businesses. The Stevens Linen Mill and Chase Mill supported Dudley in the late 19th century, which allowed the area to flourish until a recent day, and now the community supports other small local businesses as Dudley continues to grow. So we can have a voiceover of pretty much that with some video of old mills transferring to new businesses with owners waving in the front. So starting with the old mill video and then going into videos that we'll get of owners waving in front of their businesses. So this video, so the intro will be around 10 seconds, and then each other clip should be around 20 to 15 seconds. So then we can have some little interview clips with Jimmy's or some other ones, depending on what people say in their answers and what we get for answers from the interviews. So like asking what their favorite part of having their business in Dudley is, just taking the first part of the interview, that question of us asking, what's your favorite part of having your business in Dudley? And then taking just answer after answer next of the businesses, and then a montage in like just of their answers. So that could be around like 20 seconds. And then for recreation, we have a cool idea of in the walking path that is a little off campus. It comes up to a field and you can see like the library, like the backside of the school. So we can have someone walking backwards with the field behind them and then turning into the field so you can see everything. We're feeling fall foliage because that's just around the corner. Everything's starting to change. It's really pretty. So then we'll have someone standing there and then they can say something along the line is, Dudley is also, with a pause, a beautiful place with hiking, and then we'll cut to some B-roll with like hiking, golfing, and we put just help with topics here because we just want to like make sure we're putting everything that we can include for recreation in here. Probably because I know that there's a beach too, so we'll see how that's looking with the fall foliage. I'm assuming it will probably look good, but just some B-roll of how all those things look. And then we're gonna have some townspeople, like a montage of what people love of Dudley, which should be pretty easy to do. Like we don't have to go for like random people if because there's a lot of faculty and students even on campus that have lived in Dudley or chose to live in Dudley. So we're thinking that that could be like really cool. And then just a little outro. So come to Dudley. So I'm gonna have someone, maybe John, in his office saying whether it's to live here or work here, Dudley is a nice place to be. So those are the 5 storyboards we got. If there's any like notes or anything different you want to see, just let me know.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Savannah. It's obvious that you all put quite a bit of work into this. Does any Any of my fellow committee members have any comments or anything you'd like to?
So I'm looking for, I guess, some clarification. So we got 5 storyboards this morning. Are we looking at doing one video? I mean, I know we only looked at one storyboard, but it sounds like Savannah maybe spoke about all of the storyboards by using the one board. Is that?
Right. I think that's what she was doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I reviewed them on my computer, I found one that, I think it was the first one that was in order. It was more about, trying to drive businesses here, whether it be restaurant or manufacturing or, something. I think we need, or maybe we've already identified who we want to attract to this town. And I thought it was more like higher-end businesses like a Gentex or someone like that, as opposed to, a Jimmy's Pizza or a Yummy's Chinese food. So I guess we need to get our ducks in a row as far as what we want, what direction we want to give the class regarding the video. And so I guess, is it one video? Is it going to be multiple videos? And, what do we want the first one to be? Do we want it to be businesses, or do we want it to be, hey, come and live here because, Nichols is here and there's a golf course and there's a beach and there's, but I don't know. That's just my thought on it. My opinion is that we should try to focus on larger businesses, coming here. And that first one that I saw, I can't recall exactly what it was, but it started, I think the first slide on the storyboard was business. And I thought that one was the most appropriate. That one right there, Todd, yeah.
Business support?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought we were gonna see, each of those. I'm not sure how many others here looked at, all of the boards, but I did have an opportunity to do that, and so that's the one that made most sense to me. But so I guess we have to decide, are we voting on, one board? We've gotta give them direction. Are we voting on one board? Are we voting on, a mix of all 5 boards?
I don't
Are
want
we
to
doing one
interrupt
video? Are we
or
doing
anything,
multiple?
but I think the echoing of the room is making it a little hard for me to hear everything. Like, I'm hearing a little bit of what you're saying, but then it's like, I think it's like echoing a bit. I don't know if like the microphone could be a little closer. I don't know how your guys' setup is.
Yeah, maybe I wasn't close enough. But.
Yeah, can you hear me, Savannah? This is Todd. Are you able to hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, like Mark brought up a good question. I mean, and the way that I looked at it is when you went over this, because there's 5 different storyboards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The way that I understood it was that you're incorporating all of those storyboards into the one video. Is that correct?
Oh, we were thinking 5 different little videos.
Okay.
But you want it all as one big video?
No, we just wanted to get more of a, because Mark had brought that up, that, do we want to like have, one that's going to focus on, let's say, the types of businesses that we're looking to attract here, and for us to give you guys more direction in regards to, like we had mentioned, we have a couple of larger companies in Dudley, like Gentex, we've got Henke Sass Wolf, things of that nature. But, and do we want to just do a video that's gonna be separated, or do we want just something like, okay, hey, a montage of everything from the business to the restaurants to the people who live in Dudley? I don't know if anybody else on the committee has any thoughts on that, or if we should separate them out, because Savannah, you're saying that right now you are gonna be doing individual videos for each storyboard, right?
Yeah, so we can do those videos, and we can do some we can do another one if you want, or like for the bigger companies like Gentex and the webco and everything like that, we can also, if you wanted, just incorporate them more into each of the 5 videos, or we could make one separate video, like a 6th video, if you wanted to, of kind of like the bigger businesses, because yeah, like whatever you guys are like looking for, whatever you guys want.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, do we, as a committee, I mean, do we think that it should be all together as one, one, or break them up into separate, I think it's got to be, I mean, if we have separate videos, how are we going to deliver those? Are we going to have them like in a series? Are they going to, I mean, does anybody have any other comments on that or thoughts?
Yeah, what's the time frame of each one of these versus the whole collective item? Do they have a goal of, would this take me 15 minutes to watch all of these storyboards, or will it take me 2 minutes to watch the first storyboard? What are they focusing on? Because the attention span of whoever is looking at this, I don't think they're going to sit there for 3/4 of an hour to look at everything. Did you have a time frame in mind if it were done collectively and individually?
Yeah, we gave them some direction on that, and I think that underneath each of the pictures, it shows 20 seconds, 10 seconds. So
If it's like separate videos, we will keep them like very short. The shorter the video is, the better the attention of the video will be. So that's why I put like approximate seconds for like what each section of each video would be. So they shouldn't be long, but if you're looking for like one big video, it shouldn't take like if each section, like each 5 sections is like 2 minutes, it would take around like 10 minutes for all the videos we watched. Or if we combined them all into one and did different sections still of like why people choose Dudley, and then into like restaurants, like businesses focused, or whatever, it shouldn't be more than like a 10 minutes, like 10 minutes all together.
Well, it might make sense then to do all 5 videos based on the storyboards, but then put it all into one file, so that a viewer would hit the first video and then it would seamlessly go into the second video, so that we'd have all of them in one master video.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
Well, the other thing, I think we need to be careful of paralysis through analysis. We can analyze this for so long, we never get anything forward here. I got to cut them some slack that if this is what they're creatively doing and their supervisor doing it, give them a shot at putting together a package without us picking it all apart and throwing all of our views on everything in there again, that we immobilize the whole thing.
I agree.
yeah, I just didn't know if we were looking to have just one video, or, I mean, it sounds like we're looking for 5 videos, then these storyboards, we'll do a video on each of the storyboards, and then we can look at those, and if there's one that we have to pick, then we can all choose from the 5 that are being done. I thought the process was different last time, where we were choosing one of the storyboards for them to move forward with, so I just wanted to make sure we had clarity and direction, that's all. But if they're gonna do 5 videos on those 5 storyboards, I think that's great, and that we'll, be able to analyze those after they're done.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and I'm very excited to see those, and just to, especially, it sounds like you've already, again, done a bit of homework in regards to knowing, the names of these places. And Savannah, did I hear you correctly? Now, are you actually also interviewing, like, for example, like the owner of Whiskey Rocks and some of these folks, like the owner of Sturbridge Coffee Roasters, and incorporating those into the segments?
We think that would be really good and make people more interested, especially if they go to these businesses and use these businesses.
I agree.
So we just have these as storyboards right now, and the next step is to contact these businesses, contact these people, and see who will want to, because all we'll need is like maybe about 20 minutes of these people's time. So I feel like they won't really say no unless they're like really busy. but I just feel like it'll make the videos really interesting as well.
Right. Well, to Joanne's point, and to reiterate what Mark said, I think you're doing a fantastic job right now, so we'll probably maybe just kind of get out of your way and let you all finish. And, if you need anything from us in regards to, and then we can take a look at it, once you complete, the individual storyboards. And then if you need any help in regards to getting in touch with anybody, if there's somebody that, like, whether it's a business owner or something of that nature, please feel free to reach out to us, because we can, also assist in that regard.
All right, that sounds really awesome. Thank you guys for your time and letting me in on the meeting.
No, thank you. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All righty.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Yep, great job, Savannah.
Thank you.
All right, folks. All right, and you're more than welcome to, she's gone. Good. Okay. All right, folks. I mean, I thought that was pretty interesting. That definitely did look like,
She did a very professional job presenting everything.
Yeah,
I'm
really-
much more impressed than what we got hit with the first time around. I think,
for sure.
I think they have a plan and they're implementing it.
no, I totally agree with you. And you know what? You're right. I mean, they've obviously really worked on this. Let them finish, because it seems that they're heading in the right direction. But I do understand what Mark was saying in regards to, for the different types of storyboards and things like that. But now that we clarify that they're gonna be doing all of them, and, and that they're each only, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, or whatever it is, it'll be interesting to see what the finished product's gonna be. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, well, if you haven't looked at the 5 of them, I encourage you to do that, because I think it does, I mean, every one of them is a different dimension. It would appeal to a different person, it would appeal to a different business. So that's, and she did a good job, but she didn't do that part of it justice, because, what I was hoping she would do was, put up a storyboard and walk us through that one. And they're definitely centric. Some of them are, beauty centric, some of them are business centric, some of them are restaurant centric. So, and having a series would be great. I have no issue with that. It's just, I know that originally our scope was, we need one video that, really helps us drive home the fact that this is a place, if you're thinking about putting a business in, this is a place to consider, so.
Having the series, though, in a way, is a good way to present Dudley, because it's a multifaceted community.
Yeah.
So you can have 5 focus areas to
Yeah.
jump from one to the next, and rather than trying to lump it all into one
Right.
video. So I think it'll work.
And it doesn't seem like it's too long either, to
Well, that's the
Joanne's
thing, right,
point.
it
It's
can't
not
get
so,
very
it's, and she even, articulated that people's attention span is not,
Yeah.
always captive,
So right there, that one, Todd, what is that? So the first
Business
slide is what, 20 seconds? Can you see that?
I can't read that. Where would it say that?
Right underneath the verbiage. The title, so that,
Oh, yes, I can't read that.
Oh,
It's-
my goodness.
I do need glasses too.
And this was kind of, I could have printed it out a little bit better, but it did, my guess, it does, it'll say like approximately 20 seconds, or
Which one is that?
the one that we're looking at right there.
Business one.
Yeah, so the first slide is 20 seconds, second slide is 20 seconds, third slide is 20 seconds. So there's 1 minute. The fourth slide is 20, 20, 20, or 10. So it's about a 2-minute video.
Yeah,
And I think that's,
Yeah,
I
so
think that's
she
a
was-
good amount of time.
yeah. No, it's, it doesn't seem like it, right? But it is, like if you're sitting there watching something for a couple of minutes. But, yeah, I mean, we could take a look at them and and see, but I've got, the only other piece that I thought, in regards to like restaurants, is making sure that we don't miss anybody, like if there's a way to include everybody, like a little quick, hey, listen, we've got, these are the pizza places in town, you have a Chinese restaurant, we've got this, that, don't have, I just started to, to look down, and there's some places that you don't even think of, and it's just, but just to, you know, make sure if there's any way that we can capture that.
Okay, thank you.
See you, Joanne. But, all right, sounds good. I know we're kind of moving right along here, but if we want to move on, the next couple items was one, the zoning proposal for self-storage, and then, you know, a town planner update. I don't know if you can take both of those, Bill?
So, planning board has proposed allowing self-service storage facilities in the mill conversion overlay district.
Okay,
There are 4 districts in town that these facilities would be able to go. So as part of a mill conversion project, then somebody could develop a self-service storage facility. So we know that it's kind of a need in town. We do get calls on this every once in a while, so this is at least an attempt to provide a space for them to actually locate such a facility in town.
and is that, it's, any particular details into regards to scope or size or anything like that?
No, it's, the mill conversion overlay district bylaw is very detailed, it has a lot of design standards in there already, so one would have to fit into that district, which has a lot of requirements, so that would, I think, enable a very thorough review and give the planning board a lot of control over how those would be done.
So that use is permitted in business zone now, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Not industrial either?
No,
Really?
no, it's not permitted in town at all,
Wow. I didn't know that.
so that's.
Why is that? There's actually one right over before Carpenter Road on
Yeah, I
Schofield
think
Ave.
it's not permitted today, maybe it's a non-conforming use, legal non-conforming use.
Huh.
Uh,
Wow,
But you can't build one today, so,
that's interesting.
yeah.
Interesting. I think I know the one that you're referring to.
Storage is allowed, but not these self-service storage facilities.
Yeah, that's what this is.
Yeah.
It's like get the doors on it and you
Is that
just drive in
Schofield?
and,
Schofield?
yeah.
Is that actually in Dudley, or is that over on the Connecticut?
I think it is, because there's the mill there that's closed, that's abandoned now,
The one
and it's
that-
across from there. That's in Dudley,
That's
right?
Yeah,
And it's before Carpenter Road, and Carpenter Road is in Dudley. Yeah.
yeah, okay, there you have it. Yeah. It is, like, and that's what I had mentioned, like, the different, like, scope, because you have, like, a smaller one, that's like kind of,
Yeah.
you don't need an awful lot of site, like, just a pad,
Yeah.
throw it on there, and then you've got these much larger, multi-level
Okay.
and, things of that nature. Okay,
There's another zoning amendment being proposed at town meeting for electric vehicle charging stations. So any new parking lot or a renovated parking lot of 20 spaces would require 1 charging station. And then it increases in multiples of 20, so if you're 21 to 39, I think, I forgot, it's 2. If it's 40 to 59, it's 3, that kind of thing, up to a maximum of 5.
and what is this, Bill, again?
The
This is-
electric vehicle charging stations
But it's for,
for parking lots?
Electric
parking
cars.
lots.
Right. With the understanding that there's a lot of incentives now for electric vehicles, and at some point in time, automobile makers will have to switch over to electric vehicles, and so there'll be an increasing need for these kinds of facilities over time. So it's a way to help people that have these vehicles, get recharged when they go into, a business or whatever to,
Sure.
get recharged.
Awesome.
For the town planner update, the only point I wanted to address here is that I haven't heard anything yet on our grant application for the Gateway study.
Okay,
They're supposed to let us know in October,
right,
so I'm assuming in a couple of weeks I should know one way or the other whether that's being funded or not,
that's right.
and I'll let the committee know when that happens.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, anything else for the committee? Anything up for open discussion? No? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so the Dudley Economic Development Committee is adjourned at 11:40 a.m. Thank you, everybody.
Yep.